This is Scott Manning, historian on the warpath. You can find me at scottmanning.com. Right now I'm on the Chalmette battlefield outside of New Orleans, and this is the spot where the Battle of New Orleans was fought in 1815 between the Americans and the British. Now I'm on the southern part of the battlefield, facing roughly to the west here. To the left, where this tree line that's coming towards us is the Mississippi River. In front of us you'll see more trees, a building that was built in the 1800s after the battle, as well as a new visitor center and an obelisk monument, again built after the battlefield. Now, running in front of us on this border here, this is the American line, and they chose this line because there is a canal, the Rodriguez Canal, that runs from the Mississippi River. I'm going to pan over here facing more toward the north, all along their line, and connects with what was the Cypress Swamp, and is represented by more tree lines to the north. The Cypress Swamp has been developed over since the battle. Now, this canal was deep. It was about 7 feet deep and about 15 feet wide. Andrew Jackson, who was commanding the Americans, had them dig it a little bit deeper and wider and use the extra soil to build ramparts behind the canal, where he placed cannons, muskets, with a ragtag crew of people arming everything, including Army, Marines, militia, sailors, pirates, freed blacks. I had just about everybody here. Now, I'm facing the same direction that the British would have faced, and I'm actually in one of the spots where the 93rd Highlanders would have been during the battle, making their charge. Now, one of the most difficult parts of interpreting this battlefield is actually understanding, one, the British plan, and then two, how that plan completely fell apart and changed throughout the battle. Now, we're looking at one aspect here. The 93rd Highlanders, who were moving in this direction, had an objective to take the ramparts in front of them. Other British units had different objectives to take other parts of the ramparts, as well as support those groups. Now, when they got to this spot, about halfway through their charge, the British commander was able to get a new order to them, telling them to change directions. So instead of moving directly in front of them, he ordered them to pan or change directions to the northwest, making an oblique or diagonal charge across this field. Now, this would have exposed them to the cannon and musket fire, which would have decimated their ranks, which it did, but they still made the charge. They still actually got to the ramparts there over in the northwest. Several other units were responsible for actually trying to fill up the canal with everything, including large sticks and other dirt packets, and as well as place ladders across it. By the time the Highlanders got over to that spot, none of that had happened. The result was they ended up standing in front of the ramparts there, getting shot up by grape shot and musket fire. They tried to return fire themselves, but ultimately, after losing more than half their men, most of them killed, they ended up retreating, and their part of the battle ended over there. This has been Scott Manning, historian on the warpath. You can find me at scottmanning.com. Thanks for watching.